This is Malacca, where spices once changed hands for gold, where empires collided, and where every stone whispers, "You're late." My first day here, and I'm chasing amazing food, lovely adventures, and history of this beautiful city. Everything begins with this river. 5 centuries ago, it was the throat of the Malay Peninsula, swallowing junks from China, caravels from Portugal, and trading ships stuffed with pepper, cloves, and silk. Who stood here before me? A Portuguese soldier, a Dutch spice merchant, a Malay fisherman wondering what all these foreigners wanted. You look at the calm green water and you think, how many battles were fought because of this river? How many fortunes built and lost? And what happens to a city when the trade winds change? This river isn't just scenery. It's the reason Malacca exists. People killed and died to control it. Now it's where I'm sweating my way to lunch. Nasi lemak, born in Malay villages, once a humble farmer's breakfast, now a national obsession. Coconut milk in the rice, fiery sambal. Why does something so simple carry so much pride? Because food is a memory, and memory is everything. And these money bag dumplings, fried dumplings that came from Chinese traders who set up shops centuries ago. Did they know the little golden parcels would outlast dynasties? Crispy, glorious. Who invented this? And why aren't we building statues for them? Then you hit the Dutch Red Square, a colonial fever dream washed in crimson. Why red? Maybe to mimic the bricks back home in Holland. Or maybe to mask the blood spilled when the Dutch captured Malacca in 1641 after a brutal siege against the Portuguese. You stand here and wonder, who first decided to paint an entire square red? What did it mean to the locals watching foreign soldiers coat their city in this bold new color? And what secrets are buried beneath these cobblestones? Every angle looks like a postcard, but look closer. This square is built on conquest, trade, and a little bit of swagger. Just off the square sits the Stadthuys, built in the 1650s as the official residence of the Dutch governor. These walls watch treaties being signed, taxes collected, and maybe even a few revolutions whispered about over coffee. Who paced these halls in the dead of night, plotting the next move? How many languages echoed in these rooms as merchants and emissaries bargained over cloves and nutmeg? Today it's a museum, but listen closely. You can almost hear the arguments, the ambitions, the sheer audacity of the people who thought they could own a little city called Malacca. Old maps, old muskets, old ghosts, and somehow all of it leads back to this river. Up here, St. Paul's Church watches the city like a crumbling sentinel. Built in 1521 by the Portuguese as a chapel, later turned into a Dutch Protestant church, then left to die when the British arrived. Why leave a church to the elements? Maybe because in Malacca, power always shifted before the paint dried. Stand here and ask, how many prayers have been whispered in these ruins? How many soldiers climbed these hills thinking they'd never leave? The wind up here, it's ancient. Makes you wonder, are we visiting ruins or are they visiting us? A Famosa, or what's left of it, a gate, a scar, built by the Portuguese in 1511 after they wrestled Malacca from the Sultanate. Cannons once guarded this spot, and you have to ask, how many invasions did this gate survive before everything else was torn down? The British tried to demolish it in 1807. Why did they stop? Because Sir Stamford Raffles, founder of Singapore, said, "Don't erase history." These stones, they outlasted kingdoms. They'll outlast me, and maybe even you. Now the final stop of the day, as night drapes over Malacca and I find myself in the Portuguese settlement. Descendants of these 16th century explorers who married locals and stayed. Generations later, they're still here, cooking amazing seafood, frying calamari, prawns, drowning in tomato chili sauce that tastes like the sea got angry in the best way. Who were these first settlers? Homesick sailors dreaming of Lisbon, or just men who fell in love with this place and never looked back? What traditions survive in these kitchens, and why does the food taste better when you know it carries centuries? This is history you can eat, and honestly, this is my favorite kind. One day in Malacca and I've already traveled through 5 centuries. This isn't just sightseeing, it's time traveling, tasting amazing food of the city, listen to the history and the stories. Who built this city? Who bled for it? And what will it become next? To Malacca, where the past isn't gone, it's just waiting for you to taste it. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you again.